Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, in the heart of Willow Creek's most exclusive neighborhood, perfection has an address and it belongs to the Sterlings. Vanessa Sterling, a world-renowned style influencer, and her husband, a top corporate executive, have built their lives on success, luxury, and appearances. Every inch of their mansion reflects their world, polished, curated, and flawless. It's a home where image means everything and where their daughter Chloe has never known anything but the best. But beneath the glimmer of chandeliers and perfectly maintained lawns, the walls hold secrets, ones that even Vanessa's designer touch can't conceal. Somewhere out there, another life exists, one very different from this glittering perfection. Today, we're building the Sterling family mansion, a symbol of wealth, control, and the perfect image they've worked so hard to maintain. So here we're kind of working on the outside of the building or the house, trying to get everything the way that I envisioned it. We went with more of a New Orleans style house, um, very big, fancy, up on a little bit of a hill. Um, because of the backyard, and we'll get to that in a little bit. And I also wasn't quite sure how I wanted to create the overhang. And then I decided that, you know what, I would love to have an in-ground pool that kind of looks like an infinity pool. So I tried to create that as best as I could. And looking at it now and going back and watching what I was doing, I realized I should have just dragged the back porch out all the way and then put the pool in the ground in the back porch so it would be on the bottom floor, but we did not do that. I did not do that, and you'll see me struggle quite a bit with it. And now I realize what I should have done now that I'm looking back at it and watching what I did. So I might go in and fix it at some point. But yeah, so I tried to get this twine up and I could not figure it out. So eventually what I did is, yeah, you can see my struggles. So I ended up putting stairs going up into the pool area and then fixing the terrain around the backside. I also wanted to do a wraparound deck for the pool. So we went ahead and did that. And then I just made the bottom of the outside black and basic, put a nice little railing on. And then I went through and tried to find some different landscaping items to help cover the gap. And I think at the end it looks really good. It looks very overgrown, but also very well maintained, like it was done intentionally, but still looks good. So you'll see when we get to the end, there's a lot of landscaping that I did in this build. I'm just creating a barrier around the front of the stairs there and trying to find different things to hang on the sides just to make it more hidden, that gap. And then was went and moved on to the back porch just to give it a little bit of something. And then you'll see I put the stairs on the side there and you'll see why in a minute. Here I went and add on little eaves and freezes and decided that I did not like those windows after all. So after searching and searching and searching, trying in different ones, and I did not like those. I thought I did, but they just didn't fit quite right with me. So we'll go ahead and we'll change those windows out here again in a minute. But I really was trying to create a clean, stark mansion. And then I found these windows and I thought that those fit perfect. And I'm pretty sure those are from Wedding Stories or Strangerville. I could be wrong. I don't remember. I have all the packs, so trying to remember what comes from what pack is very hard for me. So over on the side, I wanted to create a little sitting area that I turn into like an outdoor garden. Um, so I wanted a little uh waterway around the side, and don't worry, that fence will be fixed. It's just my outline. I really struggle with the train paint in this. It's very hard for me. But you can see I added some water and now I'm just going through and placing some bushes to kind of hover the huge cliff face and make it look a little bit more intentional, like intentionally overgrown, um, but still manicured and looks pretty decent. And most of this, as I said, is going to be a lot of landscaping. I think that's what took the longest out of everything. So I went and lined the fence line with some of those big bulb bushes, and then I fixed the other side as well, putting some stuff down. I wanted to use the same rocks that are on the riverbed. So I went down and placed those and I lined those all along the outside just so it blends in with the environment a little bit more. You can see the same rocks are what they used in the actual world along the river bends. So I added those in and went and added in some like cattail weeds, everything just to give it a little bit more like looking like it's supposed to. So it doesn't look necessarily fake, like man made. Adding more of that cattails in, and then moving along to the back, adding in more pillars, adjusting the height of the pool a little bit more, and realizing that you can only see the pool with the upper level up. So again, that's something that I'll jump in and fix and I'll know not to do for next time. So here on the side, I wanted to create that little seating garden area, kind of tucked away and hidden. You can sit there and overlook the water and the river. I was trying to find a plant to go there, but I couldn't really find anything that I liked. So I ended up switching it out to a fence that has a green vine along the top, and then used a few bushes to kind of hide the gaps in the back from the train. And then from here, I decided that I wanted to add in some plants and some big flowers. I also added the new butterfly habitat from Adventure Awaits. I thought that would be a really cool centerpiece to have in the garden. And then I added some seating and some tables, some more planter boxes so your Sims can do gardening out here. Vanessa probably won't do much of the gardening. More than likely, this family will have hired a gardener themselves. And then here I went and worked on some of the terrain paint and tried to get this lined up with the entryway. I went with a dirt and then a brick on the like train paint on the ground. And then here I'm doing more landscaping and filling in a lot more. I did decide that I wanted to use rocks to line the walkway. So here I'm kind of showing you a little bit of what I did, and I jumped past it because I don't think you want to sit and watch me place a ton of rocks over and over and over again. But we did the same on both sides. As you can see here, going back in and filling everything in with some more landscaping items just to make it look really overgrown and fancy. And you could just imagine when you're sitting out there how everything smells of just flowers and it smells really good. And then up to the front, I wanted to create a little hideaway for the trash can and the mailbox. So I went ahead and made a cute little brick, I don't know, like shed, I guess. Something just to give it a little bit more of a curb appeal. And again, lining the front with more landscaping to blend the fence in. And I did the same thing on the other side just to make it look a little bit more filled in and not so plain. So now I'm creating the pathway for the other side of the house, fixing the landscaping and the terrain, and then filling in that back gap with a whole bunch of bushes and flowers. Again, trying just to make it blend in with the world around it. And over here on this side, I also created the stone walkways. So you'll see here in a little bit that, I put more stones down, and I do not make you watch it all. It's a lot. Here I built a little retaining wall of the stones, and then I did put a swing set in the back, maybe a nod to Chloe's childhood that she had a swing set along with the pool, and filling in once again some more landscaping all the way around the front just to really blend it in and open up and use any open space that there may have potentially have been. And I also decided I wanted to have a little water fountain. So I found one and I placed it in the water, and then I raised it up and I put rocks underneath it to make it look like it's built into the river. or the little pond on the side of their house there. I thought it was really cute, looks really good. And then moving inside now, we're gonna start the layout of the house. So on the ground floor, we have the grand foyer with a double staircase, marbled, no, I think I went with polished floors. There'll be a huge chandelier in the middle. There's also the living room and a lounge with white sofas, gold accents, luxury rugs, um, a piano. There's also a formal dining room, a kitchen, which is a chef's kitchen, and then an entertainment room as well in the back. Here I was trying to have that open concept, like when you walk in, the ceilings are super high, like the vaulted ceilings, so I created that, and then I made the layout for upstairs. And then moving back down once we place all the windows. Oh yeah. I ended up switching that out to a patio spot. I just think it looked a lot better, and I had a really hard time getting the freeze to work, so I ended up not doing one at all and putting a roof over the top, which you'll see here shortly. For some reason, it was glitching out and I could not get it to work right, and it kept deleting my stairs. So I just went ahead and I took all that out. We added a roof to the top here, and followed the columns on both sides. And then going back down, we're going to work on getting the railings in, putting in archways, just making it look really grand and big. Here in the back, I did create a butler's room as well, because I'm sure that this family, Vanessa definitely would be the one to want a butler, because I don't see her ever wanting to lift a finger to do anything. All she's going to focus on is her career, her looks, making sure her daughter is living up to her expectations. And then in the back here, we have the entertainment area. There is the huge flat end or high, like flat screen TV with a lot of um, pictures on the wall, movie references. Maybe they're just movies that they really like, or that maybe ones that Vanessa had a sponsorship in for her stylist career. Went with dark coloring. I wanted to give it like a movie theater vibe. So I did end up changing the walls, and put those down as black. And yeah, here you can see I switched out some of those pictures to the more movie themed ones. Made it very dark and cozy. And then here we're moving on to the living room, lounge room area. I wasn't really sure what type of couch I wanted to use, but I knew I wanted the Wedding Stories piano in here, because it's very grand and big. I went back and forth between a few different couches, a few different chair styles, and not really quite sure what I wanted to go with. I thought maybe something like that would be good, but in the end, I didn't like that they mismatched so much. And I loved those chairs or the love seats, but they did not come with the matching three-seating couch. So I ended up switching those out too, just because I thought it looked too small. So we ended up going with this. So these couches facing each other with a big table and coffee table in the middle. There I got my hint of gold, the gold accent in the table instead of on the furniture. Putting pictures all around, making it look really nice and fancy, music, pictures and portraits everywhere just to go along with the vibes of the room. Gold frames on a lot of the pictures, again, just tying in that gold aesthetic everywhere. Trying to keep everything white and gold. I could imagine that this taste is more of Vanessa's taste than of her husband Marcus, but um, I think in the end it turned out beautiful. I went and placed some curtains down, trying to find the right one. I thought these ones fit really good, so we put those in. Found a cute little gold mushroom and put that on the piano, and then added some greenery around just to make it look really cozy and comfy. But also trying to keep it within that, glamorous aesthetic that would be Vanessa's. I went with these gray slat floorings, and then I moved on to the foyer, a big table right when you walk in with a fancy mirror, adding in some more items with golden accents and popping back lights because I realized I forgot to replace the ceiling lights. So I went through and replaced those. And then I found this chandelier and I thought originally I thought I was going to use it, but I did end up changing it out to a different one that looks more glamorous. I'm putting a few pedestals down as well with some sculptures on it. Maybe they, really like animals, but they're allergic, so they would never have one because it's too much for them to take care of. So then I went and moved to the kitchen. We stuck with the double stoves, but I'm pretty sure I went back down to a single fridge at the end. A big kitchen island, very nice for their butler to cook in. I'm going in and adding countertops, trying to find the right light to go over the thing. And this is a chandelier that I wanted to switch out to. On the other side of the kitchen, I did add in the little coffee bar area as well. The microwave is over there, and then one of the nice coffee pots are over there. It looks like I did keep the double fridge. I couldn't remember if I did or not. So we did keep the double fridge, and I added some lights in the back to give it a glow look, almost like you have the lightings built into the cabinets. And then here we're moving on to the butler's room. I wanted to keep it dark but still glamorous. Like they created it for the butler, but didn't really put much thought or effort into it, kind of keeping it dark and opposite from the aesthetic of the rest of the house. I think it turned out really cute and cozy. Little personal bathroom off to the side there. Now that is a fancier bathroom because I don't see them not doing anything else. Adding in some lights and a little bit of clutter, but not too much, because again, it's the butler's area. And then moving on to the big dining room. I switched back and forth between the lights a few times, but I definitely wanted to keep the gold. So I thought this worked really well for this family. Adding in a few more movie posters around. Again, maybe she was the stylist for the movies in this career. And then going upstairs, working with the floor plan. So upstairs, you have the master bedroom, you have Chloe's bedroom, which is the one that we're currently working on. There'll be a gym space and a laundry room. So Chloe's bedroom, I didn't want to keep it the same. I wanted to give it a little bit more of a personal touch. So I went with a slatted wall on the back and a pink paint with her own little cute desk that she can sit at with her computer. I also struggled with this wall being dark, and I don't know what was causing it. It does get fixed in here in a little bit. I figured out how to fix it. But I wanted to keep it cute and teenagey, but still have a like glamorous feel to it because, of course, she's Vanessa Sterling's daughter, so everything has to be glamorous. We went and I cluttered up her desk with some makeup items, got her a computer, little end table with some candles on them. And then here I really struggled, and really all I had to do was remove the roof, replace the ceiling, and then rebuild the ceiling, and it worked just fine after that. So it was glitched somewhere. But then we moved to her own little personal bathroom because she would not have anything else. Added pops of black with gold aesthetic, and I never use these talking toilets, and I figure what better place to use it than in a mansion where these people have a boatload of money and have no worries about it. I feel like it would be something that they would have. So I added a little bit more clutter into her bathroom just to make it look more full and lived in. And then I moved over to the master bathroom. The master bathroom is a lot of the sleek, what is it, the sleek bathroom kit. Felt that that fit very well for this family, especially again for Vanessa. We added in some clutter. I tried to make it look glamorous and just very nice where she would want to relax after a long day. And same with the husband, although he probably doesn't care so much about baths like Vanessa does. Adding in clutter, some tile to the walls and to the floors, and then I moved on to the master bedroom. I built a little walk-in closet here with some built-in shelves from Dream Home Decorator. I know the window's clipping. No, I did not move it. I did not want it to I didn't want it to look different on the outside, so we're just gonna pretend that it's not there. But we've got the his side and her side for the walk-in closet. I kept it more his style because the bedroom is gonna be a combination of his and her, and the rest of the house is more Vanessa style. So I wanted to keep the closet more dark and fitting for Marcus. And then here we have a little vanity area where Vanessa would get ready in the morning. She has, again, her gold accents because she loves her gold, the nice chair, a nice bed and end tables, really nice pictures in the bookshelf. And I did end up adding a computer desk in when I was testing the build, just in front of the bookshelf there. Um, yeah, I just wanted to keep it a little bit of a mix between the two. And I ended up changing the walls to like a grayish colored concrete. So the room was more his and hers and not just solely revolved around Vanessa herself. And then moving out to the main entryway, I wanted a chess table. I thought about putting some music items up here and bookshelves. And then I realized later that I had to add the door to get to the patio. So we do come back and we do change this around a little bit. But right now I did add some seating, the chess table, and nice little rug just to kind of look cozy, another skill building item for them, and then the bookshelves. And then I moved down to the laundry room, a nice big laundry room, very basic, doesn't need to be anything fancy. It's a laundry room. And then here is a little in-home gym. I used a lot of the new items from the Adventure Awaits pack and then a yoga mat as well. I believe I painted the rooms in here blue just to give it more of a cozier vibe than the yeah, yep, okay. So I went with the blue. And then here we jumped out to the port or to the pool area, putting in some lounge chairs, some seating. I tried one more time to fix the porch and realized I could not fix it, but that's okay. I still think it looks good. The brick stairs kind of give it a separation from the patio to the actual pool area. Of course, I put in a water slide and one of the new diving boards. Over here on the side, I ended up adding in a little fire pit with some outdoor seating. And then we moved to the other side where I did a garden where I would imagine their gardener would take care of to get the plants for the butler to cook items with. And then I finished this up with a little bit more landscaping to blend the hill in. And I wanted to add some seating to the front porch and front um, patio, balcony. So I added in some greenery, some seating. I think I might have put a easel up on the upper patio as well. And then I moved to the back, and here's where I realized I did not put in a door. So we had to change the layout. I put the chess table right in the middle and just moved the couch to the other side as like a little extra seating space. And now we're jumping in and finishing up the landscaping outside. I wanted to continue that rock wall bed all the way to the back of the property. But yeah, that's what we have. And here is the final build. We'll do a nice little walkthrough of the entryway. So you come up the main stairs here, and there's little Miss Chloe. You walk into this grand entrance, and off to the left, you have this nice kitchen for the butler. Coming back through and down to the right, you have the dining room, but we're going to swing over to the left for the butler's room. Very cute, tiny, nice for a butler. And then they, of course, they have their own personal bathroom as well. And then coming back around this way, we go into the dining room area. Very glamorous, very gold and white, very Vanessa. And then through that to the back, you have the little movie theater room that I would imagine is more of Marcus's room, his little hideaway from everything. And then going back through here, we're going to dart back through the dining room and back through the kitchen to the other side of the house where you have the fancy sitting room, living room area. This is where a lot of the guests would be entertained. And then moving upstairs, I just realized I forgot to put fences in. I will go back and put fences right here along the stairs so they can't just fall down. So I'll go and add that. Coming back through here, you go into the gym space, and then down to the left, you have Chloe's bedroom. Very cute. And then, of course, her personal bathroom as well. Coming back through into the other side, you have our laundry room. Again, it's a laundry room, and I'm probably gonna come back in here and add it and combine it into a guest bathroom as well because I realized I forgot to put in a guest bathroom. You have this nice little seating area with the chest table, and then going straight across to the other side, you have the master bedroom. Walk-in closet straight ahead. You have the bedroom down to the right, a little bit of Marcus and Vanessa combined, and then to the left, you have this nice sleek bathroom, which fits very well for Vanessa's personality. I didn't want to put too much clutter on the walls upstairs. I would imagine that they don't have very many. They want clean lines, not a lot of clutter, so it looks more formal. And then you have the back porch overlooking the pool and little swamp area in the back, um, little slide, and yeah, that's the backyard. Coming up along the side here down the pathway, you have the swing set here to the right, overlooking the cliff, and then coming down through all the greenery to the garden area, and then circling back around to the front. On the other side of the house, you have the little butterfly garden where I would imagine they would sit out here and enjoy a cup of tea, cup of coffee, and then through to the back, a nice little seating area for a fire pit. And then back around to the front here, you have the nice view as you're walking down overlooking the shoreline. And then back to the front, you've got your pool area. And yeah, that is essentially the whole build. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button. I am really trying to hit 60 subscribers through the month of October. I would really appreciate it if you did hit that subscribe button. And yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, everyone.